It begins not with a postcard sunset or the glitter of a red carpet, but with silence. A vast, dry basin, a desert stretching toward the Pacific, kissed by winds that carried dust long before they carried dreams. Imagine standing here centuries ago, before freeways, before neon signs, before the city's restless heartbeat pulsed through concrete streets. Just quiet land beneath an endless sky. Today, more than 18 million people live in the Los Angeles metropolitan region. But once, this land belonged only to the Tongva people, who viewed the surrounding mountains as sacred guardians. To them, the ocean was a living force, and the lands we now call Los Angeles were fertile valleys nourished by rivers long since redirected or buried beneath the city's foundations. It's difficult to imagine the modern sprawl of Los Angeles as wilderness. Yet beneath every block, every strip mall, every movie studio, lies a deep story of reinvention. And that spirit, constant renewal, is the reason this city became one of the most influential in the world. Before Hollywood cameras buzzed, before highways raced through canyon passes, Spanish missionaries arrived in 1769. Father Junipero Serra and his expedition introduced European settlement, agriculture, religion. They named this region El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Angeles, the town of Our Lady, the Queen of the Angels. A name so poetic it almost foretold what was to come, a city built on hopes, images, visions of paradise. By the mid-19th century, Los Angeles transformed from mission outpost into a rugged frontier settlement shaped by Mexican ranchos, cattle trade, and the gold rush trails. The American annexation after the Mexican-American War set the stage for limitless expansion, but the true catalyst lay underground: water, or rather, the lack of it. How do you build a metropolis in a desert? That question defined the destiny of Los Angeles. Water meant survival, prosperity, progress. And in the early 1900s, engineer William Mulholland launched one of the most ambitious and controversial infrastructure projects in American history. He redirected water from Owens Valley, over 200 miles away, through an enormous aqueduct system. The project allowed Los Angeles to expand beyond imagination, but devastated Owens Valley farmers and ecosystems. Even now, that conflict echoes. Without that aqueduct, the city we know today would not exist. This moment marks the start of Los Angeles' greatest paradox: abundance built on scarcity, endless opportunity built on fragile foundations. Yet people kept coming, from the Midwest escaping dust storms, from Mexico pursuing work and family, from Asia seeking new beginnings despite exclusionary laws, from every corner chasing a promise whispered by Hollywood headlines. Picture the early film pioneers at the dawn of the 20th century. Independent filmmakers fled New York and New Jersey, not seeking palm trees or beaches, but escaping Edison's patent controls. They wanted freedom to create. Los Angeles offered sunlight, cheap open land, varied landscapes ideal for shooting film, and a relaxed legal environment. Soon, small studios grew into giants: Paramount, Warner Bros., Universal. And suddenly, Los Angeles wasn't just growing, it was dreaming. Hollywood became more than a neighborhood, it became a myth. Stories flickered across screens worldwide, shaping fashion, desire, and culture. A city once defined by agriculture transformed into the world capital of illusion. And with dreams came people. Families packed suitcases and crossed the country believing they could become stars. Most never did. But that belief itself, the faith that transformation was possible, became the city's gravity. Los Angeles promised reinvention, and millions embraced the possibility. Beyond Hollywood, the aviation industry took flight. Hughes Aircraft, Northrop, Lockheed, wartime manufacturing boomed, drawing workers from across America. Aerospace turned Southern California into a technological powerhouse. Freeways expanded to connect new suburbs, with planners believing car travel symbolized freedom. Yet this growth came with consequences. Smog choking the basin, communities displaced by highway construction, widening inequality. By the mid-20th century, Los Angeles was a magnificent contradiction: glamorous but polluted, sprawling yet fragmented, hopeful yet uneasy. And then came moments that reshaped the soul of the city. The Zoot Suit riots of 1943, police brutality and racial discrimination against Mexican-American youth. The Watts Uprising in 1965 after years of injustice. The 1992 LA riots following the Rodney King verdict. These events exposed deep cracks beneath the glittering surface. The Los Angeles dream was never shared equally, but through struggle emerged resilient voices, activism, art, and movements demanding change. Today, Los Angeles remains one of the world's cultural epicenters. Its diversity is unmatched, with more than 200 languages spoken. It holds the largest populations of Korean, Filipino, Guatemalan, Armenian, and Iranian communities outside their home countries. Walk through neighborhoods and you travel continents: Koreatown, Little Tokyo, Boyle Heights, Little Armenia, Chinatown, Thai Town, Leimert Park. Cuisine, music, art, global influences create something uniquely Los Angeles. This tapestry is no accident. It's a product of migration, struggle, adaptation, hope. People came because Los Angeles offered possibility, but they stayed because they made it home. And every one of those stories matters. As we continue this journey, we'll peel back layers of the city's identity: the dreams, the disasters, the battles over land and water, the triumphs of creativity and community. But remember the quiet desert beneath the skyscrapers. A reminder that this place is constantly reinventing itself, shaped by both ambition and vulnerability. Los Angeles invites us not just to watch, but to imagine. And imagination has always been its greatest power. The story of Los Angeles is not just one of immigration and ambition, but also geography, the way land and climate shape destiny. The city rests along the Pacific Ring of Fire, a giant horseshoe of tectonic instability. Deep beneath the surface, the Pacific and North American plates grind past one another, storing tension that occasionally erupts in catastrophic earthquakes. For thousands of years, powerful seismic forces carved the coastal mountains and basins. Today, the San Andreas Fault, stretching more than 750 miles, remains a constant reminder of nature's underlying authority. Residents live with the knowledge that the big one may someday strike, a quake capable of reshaping neighborhoods, highways, even coastlines. Buildings sway on shock absorbers, emergency drills are routine, and urban planners engineer strategies to prepare. Yet despite the danger, people remain. The allure of Southern California is too strong: endless sunshine, opportunity, beauty, possibility. Nature shapes the city in other ways, too. Wildfires fueled by drought and Santa Ana winds sweep through hillsides, threatening homes perched along canyon ridges. Floods occasionally rush through dry riverbeds after rare storms. Coastal erosion eats away at beaches, while sea level rise threatens low-lying communities. These hazards reveal another truth: Los Angeles is built in negotiation with nature, not domination over it. And that tension mirrors its social complexities. A metropolis balancing hope with risk, dreams with vulnerability. Let's drift now toward the beating cultural heart of Los Angeles, Hollywood. The iconic sign, perched high in the Santa Monica Mountains, once read Hollywoodland, advertising real estate developments. But as cinema flourished, the name took on mythical weight. Actors arrived seeking stardom, directors envisioned worlds unseen, studios crafted fantasies that influenced global culture. Hollywood not only produced films, it manufactured identity. The American dream became cinematic: fame, fortune, transformation. Yet behind the glamour, darker realities emerged. Exploitative studio contracts controlled actors' lives. Scandals erupted. Early films relied heavily on harmful stereotypes that shaped public perceptions for decades. The documentary lens forces us to look past the gloss, to recognize how entertainment can both uplift and damage, inspire and mislead. Meanwhile, Los Angeles became the birthplace of musical revolutions. Jazz thrived in Central Avenue clubs during the 1920s and 30s. Mexican-American musicians blended cultural influences to create distinctive regional styles. The Beach Boys brought California surf pop to the world. Charlie Parker, Billie Holiday, and Miles Davis performed groundbreaking sessions in LA studios. Later, hip-hop culture emerged in South Los Angeles, NWA, Tupac, Dr. Dre, reflecting lived experiences and systemic injustice. Music became not just entertainment but testimony, a megaphone for communities long unheard. The aerospace boom propelled technological breakthroughs that reached space. Engineers in Los Angeles developed rockets, satellites, and innovations that fueled the space race. The aerospace industry employed hundreds of thousands, transforming local economies. At the same time, suburban growth reshaped the physical and social environment. Freeways carved through diverse neighborhoods, disrupting communities of color and accelerating segregation. Cars became symbols of freedom, but also dependency. Traffic jams grew legendary. Air pollution hovered like a permanent shadow. As the population expanded, Los Angeles became synonymous with reinvention through architecture. Mid-century modern homes, cantilevered over cliffs, showcased bold experimentation. Downtown skyscrapers reflected shifting economic ambitions. Today, the city remains a canvas of eclectic styles, missions, Art Deco, modernist, minimalist, each structure telling a chapter of the city's evolution. Yet perhaps nothing captures Los Angeles, contradictions like Hollywood Boulevard itself. Tourists gather expecting glamour but find cracked sidewalks and costumed performers hustling for tips. A reminder, illusion and reality coexist here, inseparable. Everywhere you look, there is a story hiding beneath the surface. Consider Route 66, the historic highway that fed countless migrants fleeing the Dust Bowl into Los Angeles. For many, reaching Los Angeles symbolized the end of hardship and the beginning of hope. But finding work, housing, or acceptance was not guaranteed. Many discovered a harsh truth: the dream was fragile, yet resilience endured. Communities formed, resisted displacement, demanded representation, built cultural spaces, and redefined what Los Angeles could be. In more recent decades, waves of immigration have continually reshaped the cultural landscape. Thai Town, Little Ethiopia, Terangels along Westwood Boulevard, enclaves preserving identity while contributing to a shared urban mosaic. The city's diversity is not a statistic. It's lived reality visible in street murals, restaurant menus, community festivals, languages carried on city buses. Through struggle and celebration, the people of Los Angeles create a narrative far richer than film scripts, one written by millions simultaneously, each day. Sports, too, reflect the city's cultural evolution. The Dodgers' move from Brooklyn symbolized demographic shifts and rising Latino fan bases. The Lakers' dynasty echoed broader identity formation and global branding. Stadiums became spaces where community pride flourished, and at times, where tension and protest erupted. As evening descends over Santa Monica Bay, the city glows. Highways pulse like illuminated veins. The skyline shimmers against the Pacific twilight. Helicopters trace circling paths overhead. Los Angeles never sleeps but listens, restless. Its story is still unfolding, and the forces shaping tomorrow, climate change, housing crises, technological revolutions, globalization, will test the city's capacity to reinvent once again. As night falls over Los Angeles, the city sparkles like a constellation scattered across valleys and hills. The lights from Hollywood, downtown, and the San Fernando Valley illuminate streets that carry centuries of human ambition, creativity, struggle, and reinvention. From the rugged coastal cliffs to the flat desert expanses, Los Angeles is a mosaic of possibilities, contradictions, and dreams. A living, breathing organism constantly evolving, reshaping itself with every generation. The story of this city is one of transformation. From the Tongva villages that first thrived along its rivers and canyons, to the Spanish missions imposing faith and agriculture upon the land, to the Mexican ranchos and American settlers carving cities out of wilderness, Los Angeles has always been defined by movement. Movement of people, ideas, resources, and innovation. Its history is a testament to resilience, the ability of a community to rise again and again amid challenges both natural and man-made. Hollywood's myth-making power is unparalleled, but it is only one layer of Los Angeles' identity. Beneath the glitz and glamour lie stories of laborers building freeways in extreme heat, of immigrant families establishing homes and businesses, of artists turning adversity into culture that resonates worldwide. It is a city of extremes: wealth and poverty, art and industry, sunshine and smog, illusion and reality. And in its contradictions lies its soul. Today, Los Angeles continues to attract dreamers from across the globe. Entrepreneurs launch tech companies in Silicon Beach. Activists mobilize to protect marginalized communities. Artists experiment in studios, galleries, and public spaces. Scientists study the environment, climate, and the challenges of urban growth. Every corner of this vast city offers a narrative waiting to be told, a lesson waiting to be learned. Los Angeles is a laboratory for human ambition, creativity, and resilience. Yet the city is not without its trials. Wildfires consume canyons and hillsides, drought strains resources, and rising seas threaten coastal communities. Inequality remains a persistent shadow, highlighting the fragility beneath the dazzling surface. Yet Los Angeles has always endured. Its history shows that when confronted with crisis, its people adapt, innovate, and rebuild. Each challenge adds a new layer to its story, deepening its identity and enhancing its resilience. Walk through the streets and you witness the heart of the city, people striving, creating, hopping. The city pulses with culture, mural-lined neighborhoods, international cuisine, music spilling from every corner, and a spirit of reinvention that continues to inspire generations. Los Angeles thrives not because it is perfect, but because it is relentlessly alive, constantly evolving, always reaching for what is next. Reflecting on its journey, one can see Los Angeles as more than a city. It is a mirror of human ambition and imagination, a place where dreams, no matter how fragile or ambitious, collide with reality, where the promise of opportunity drives millions to arrive, to endure, and to contribute to the shared story. From its indigenous roots to modern innovations, from hardship to triumph, Los Angeles demonstrates the power of human resilience and creativity. As our journey draws to a close, the message becomes clear. Los Angeles exists because of its people, the risk-takers, the dreamers, the fighters, the builders, the artists. Their stories intertwine to form a city that is not static but alive, a place where past, present, and future converge. The city's landscape may change, the skyline may evolve, yet its essence remains. A relentless pursuit of possibility, a haven for reinvention, a beacon for those who dare to imagine. Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of Los Angeles. If this exploration inspired you, amazed you, or ignited your curiosity, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more cinematic documentaries that illuminate the hidden stories of the world's greatest cities. Los Angeles does not sleep. It waits, always inviting, always challenging, always dreaming. And now it invites you to dream alongside it.